Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so should I go on the other side, or they told me I have to stand here? Everybody nice and rested after this break? Yeah! Let's go crazy! Yeah! Okay, so should we start?
Yeah.
Aha, is it loud enough? All good? Okay. So, my name is Nina, and this is my DJ for tonight, Alex. He'll be live coding. We don't have a stage, the place here to have a computer, so he has to sit there. I am a front-end developer in Remix, and so is Alex. And also in our free time, we run a coding school for underprivileged to teach them JavaScript, blockchain, peer-to-peer, self-employment, and nomadic lifestyle. So if anybody wants to join, you're free to join the Wizard Amigos crew. Okay, let's go crazy. So today we want to show you how you build your first dApp. So to not use the traditional blockchain, that's crazy, okay. To not use traditional backend, but use blockchain instead. So this is a ballot dApp. So when you apply for a grant, for example, you usually make a proposal, and then there's some committee sitting there, and then like people are checking your proposals, and then they just give you the result. So nothing is transparent, nothing is open, so we made like something that everybody can see, everybody can post a proposal, everybody can vote, and then automatically the winner is chosen, and he gets all the award tokens that we created. Okay? So if you want to participate, you can open your browser and install the MetaMask if you don't have it yet. We will be using Robson network, and that's it. Okay, so all the workshop is in this repository, so you can reuse it later. We will use Remix. Remix is a tool to build Solidity contracts in the browser. And because we prepared a lot of files, we have to load them somehow. So we will use a special command for this. Can you see it? Remix load gist, and then you give a gist name, and it will just load the whole folder, and you get an award token, ballot, and dependencies. So now we also have to load all the dependencies. So open the text file and run remix batch. You can like use a command for each of the dependencies, or you can just use remix batch and it will load all of them. Okie dokie. So now we have the dependencies. So why do we need dependencies? Alex, if you can open the award token, we import certain dependencies, and they give us free methods that we can use then in our contract. So, okay, now we're ready. We can click compile. Okay, contract is compiled. So now we go to run. We are on injected web, and we will click create to deploy a contract. So we are deploying to the Robson network. We have to submit, pay some gas, some fake ethers in this case. And the transaction is pending, so this usually takes some time. We can check in the ether scan and see that it's still pending. So while we are waiting, we can check a little bit more in the award token. So award token creates a ballot, which is a voting process. And when we will deploy or let's say successfully mine this, we will be able to start the new round. So it's still running. Can we check? Ah, yeah, this is usually with live coding. We just didn't want to record everything, but like, yeah, then it takes some time. Should we try again? Maybe we deploy another time? Sometimes robson is also slow, so. You can do all this also in JavaScript VM and then record all the transactions, and then you can replay them in another in another environment. What's going on? Transaction is still pending. Any clue, Alex? Or should we?
Yeah, I don't know. Earlier it took like 30 seconds.
Can you check back?
Raise the gas price.
Ah, okay. Maybe I can raise the gas price to increase priority.
Okay.
Yes, it's 1, raise it to 10.
Yeah, let's give them a lot.
I mean, this is the process. This is how it looks. So when you develop your stuff, then you're stuck, and then you have to debug, and you have to figure out what is going on wrong, what is wrong.
I mean, we kind of need it because we later want to use actually a real front end to connect it, and then it would be better if it's live. Oh, okay.
Yay, it worked. Okay. So when you mine the transaction, when you deploy it actually, you get first the confirmation in the terminal. So now we deployed it even twice. Okay. So on the right side, you also get a free UI. So this is like an auto-generated UI that helps you interact with the contract. So all the methods that we have in the contract, we also get there in this UI. And now you can kind of try it out and like run different functions. So let's click the start round. And this will start this current ballot that I mentioned before, like a new voting process. I didn't mention before, but we have like these two contracts. One is a word token. There we basically mine a new token that will be given to the winner, and then the ballot is just the voting process and the creation of proposals. So, okay, we now again executed another transaction, and it's gonna again take some time. But let's see, what did we click? We now clicked the Start round. So let's check the function. So can you explain it, what it does?
Yeah, it creates a new ballot contract, which we will be using to vote on proposals.
So the same that I said. Okay, so
okay.
it ran through. I see what's wrong. Okay.
So yeah, it created the one. And that's
okay, so this is now the current ballot. It has an address, and we can now connect to this this contract. How do we do that? We first check the ballot, and we'll basically paste here the contract, and then we can load it or connect to the contract that is deployed somewhere in the network. And this again gives us the whole user interface for this contract. So in the ballot, we can, as I said before, vote or create or add a proposal. So let's add one proposal. We have to use strings. So when you kind of use this user interface, you have to partly code in a way. So we need a description, we need a title, and we need our address. So this is our current account, and you can copy it and just add also the address here in the proposal. So this is us creating a new proposal. Again, let's go crazy. It's free ethers, so we can put 100 here. Okay. So it's not mined yet. Now it is. So now we can click Get Proposals, and this gives us a list of all proposals that are created here. So maybe we can just check this certain proposal. If we copy the address in, we get like the content of the proposal. So now let's just vote for this one. Again, this. Okay, and while this is pending, I mean, what did we do now? So we have these contracts, we created this ballot, we created a proposal, we voted for proposal, and anybody can actually do the same. So because this is all in Remix and it's nice for testing, we also want like our users to interact with this. So we also build the whole front end for it and connect it to the back end blockchain. So can we go to the... we will need the address, so we can copy it, yes. It's a bit confusing, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is like the admin interface of the app. So you enter the address and you submit, and this will basically connect your app to this contract, to the award token. And as you can see, this was created in Remix, and you can now see it in the real app. So now if somebody clicks create new proposal, and everybody is invited to do so, so basically you can just open the link. What was the short bit.ly again? So Remix voting, you open this, just like have MetaMask open and Robson network, and then you can create one proposal. You can create only one proposal and you can vote only once. So that's why he's switching now the account so that he can create a new one. Here we don't need the strings. This is like for Remix, if you want some improvements, you can actually post like some ideas of how we could make things better. Okay. So this is now exactly the same as in the UI in the Remix, yes. Okay, pending again, but in the meanwhile, we can just see how, when you build your front end, how do you connect it even with blockchain? So, it's already there. Awesome. Can we check the code, Alex? Okay, so one contract, second contract, this is the UI. How does this all come together? Let's go. We are using Web3. This is like the way to interact with Ethereum network for JavaScript. If you use some other languages, you can use another modules. What you need to set a current provider. It's like here it's a MetaMask in this case, and you also need to fetch the address of the user so that when he votes, you will be able to see who voted and to identify the person. Then we need to copy the ABI of the contract. Contract has some certain structure, and if you go to Remix and click in the Compile tab, do we still have it open? In the Compile tab, you have a Details button, and there you can basically just copy the ABI. Everything is ready, you just click, copy the value, and you also paste it somewhere in your app, because this is what the app needs. Okay. What else do we need in the app to make it connected? So we need ABI, and we need to copy the link to the deployed contract, the address. So as you, this is where you can copy it from below, where you create the instance in the Run tab. This is the address below of the contract, and you just click and copy, and this is also something that you need. And I think this is basically more or less it. And then you get some methods through Web3, and then you can basically, you can see the method vote, and this is the transaction, so it's payable, but then you have also calls that are just read-only, and these are for free, so you can always just execute them. Okay, so did somebody vote, or did something? Can we check?
Oh.
Nobody. Okay, so you can play with this at home. If somebody wants to recreate this, go ahead. I mean, it's open source. If you want to use it for any of your project or something, it's free to use. And Thank you very much for your attention.
All right. Muchas gracias, señorita. Wizard Amigos es fantastic.